Welcome everyone to Nikki Loves Books. Nikki here today. This is the day before Halloween. This video is probably not coming out until Halloween, so happy Halloween everyone. So Kirby is also here with us. So he is my older Maine Coon. He's about 12 years old and I absolutely love him. He doesn't make an appearance a lot of the time, but lately he's been like, Mom, I want to hang out with you. So he's here. And this is a special video that was requested, and the reason why I'm doing it is because we did not have our bookish box comes this month. But yes, I've not been doing a lot of videos outside my unboxing simply because I'm still having medical issues. So for those of you who don't know, I'm having huge throat issues. Like I'm having problems swallowing, I'm choking on food. It hurts, and sometimes my voice gets hoarse when I talk, and so I've kind of taken a step back from my channel simply because I don't know if talking is aggravating the situation. So just bear with me, and please excuse if I mispronounce things because of the swallowing issues. You'd be surprised at how much swallowing actually affects being able to talk and stuff, and so I'm kind of stumbling over words sometimes. So please forgive me if I mispronounce anything. Just sometimes I can't get my tongue and mouth to actually do the words that I need them to do, and it's because the swallowing is a thing. But hopefully come mid-November, I should have some answers. I get to start treating my skin cancer at the same time as they're doing finally an endoscopy to see what the hell is happening inside my throat, because it's not been fun, especially not being able to eat like a normal human being. But alas, we are here today because someone requested to see my special edition of Throne of Glass, and they were talking specifically about this one. But I actually have another one as well that obviously I'll be showing in this video. So we're going to be going over my special editions, I guess, of Throne of Glass, and then any merch that I have. So getting into this special edition. So this is a box special edition. It is only the first book. So as far as I know, this is not going to be done to the rest of the series. Under normal circumstance, I would have not done this. So I generally do not enjoy having a special edition or one type of edition of a set of books. It bothers me, especially when books don't line up and don't look similar. It really irks me. So generally I would not do this, except it's Throne of Glass. And this was the only special edition that existed at that point in time. So there was, as far as I know, there was no book company that did special edition of Throne of Glass yet. And so this was my only option. And when I say I love Throne of Glass, I mean I love Throne of Glass. So I wanted the special edition. I could give a flying fuck about the rest of the series not being done like this. I simply wanted a special edition of any of the books, to be perfectly honest. And my introduction to Sarah J. Maas was actually Akhtar, which I think is pretty typical. Loved Akhtar, was convinced that Akhtar was going to be my favorite series of all times, and was, until I read Throne of Glass. And even after I finished Throne of Glass, I was just like, oh no, I love Throne of Glass, but Akhtar is still my favorite. I'm a huge fan of Beauty and the Beast, and it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling in the first book, the whole shindig. But then Throne of Glass, I thought about it almost every single day. Eventually I reread it, and just the amount of emotions I felt throughout that series, even knowing everything that's coming, it was still so emotional. And I realized that I loved Throne of Glass even more than Akhtar. And one thing I'm going to say about this series overall, if you read Akhtar and you loved Akhtar, read Throne of Glass. And seriously, I know that Akhtar, when you first read this book, Throne of Glass, it's not going to seem like much. You're going to be like, oh, Akhtar is so much better. And it is. But this series grows. It grows on top of each other. The reason why this is slower than Akhtar is that she's building this world that just gets better and better with every single layer, and seeing how these characters evolve, it is just literally magic. I cannot stress this enough. If you enjoyed Akhtar, read Throne of Glass, and at least read to book 3 or 4 in Throne of Glass before you make a decision of this book's not for me. Literally, Throne of Glass, just the first book, is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more to the story that just evolves. So that's my spiel about Throne of Glass and my love for it. So huge fan. So our special edition, this I actually bought on Amazon, and it is still available. So I just checked right before filming this video that this book, this special edition, is still available. So let's show you all about it. So it does have that ribbon that you can, well, if I wasn't squeezing the box, that you can use to pull out the book itself. And then this is the front of our book. And then the back. So you have the stag, and then Golden Run, I think is the sword name, if I remember correctly. It's beautiful foiled design. And then on the inside, we also have a foiled design. Nothing too crazy, but it's still pretty. No stenciled edges or anything like that. This was before stenciled edges was a norm. And then every chapter just has the sword at the top. And then the other pages have just a little bit of a design in the background. So that's all there is to the special edition. It's nothing extraordinary like we see from a lot of book companies now, but it's still very, very pretty. And this one specifically, it's called a collector's edition. I'm sorry, I kept on calling it a special edition. It's called the collector's edition. Same difference, at least to me, but it's collector's edition. It's very well made. It's great quality. So I'm still happy with having this, even though I have my box set, and I'm probably going to keep it. Okay, so on to my other special edition. You're going to see some books and stuff moving in the background because that's where it lives. My special edition of the Throne Glass set came from Acrylics, and I'm going to be showing you every single book, details about it. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that we're used to from a lot of book companies. They're still absolutely stunning, and I could not resist getting this box set. I was just completely sold because it was a special edition of Throne of Glass, and it is very, very beautiful. So again, it's from Acrylics. It's not one of the big book companies, but they are a special edition book company. And they still have these box sets available on their website. So I did check that before I did this video. So here's our special edition of Throne of Glass. So we have some foiling, and we have the glass castle. And then we also have the backing, and it says you could rattle the stars, you could do anything if you only dared. We do have stenciled edges all the way around. And yes, this box series does make a picture across the books, and I'll show you that at the end. So nothing on the case, sadly, except on the spine. And then the end papers are just colored. It makes such a beautiful picture. So I'm gonna, again, show you at the end, but I'm like, that is what sold me on this set, was just the covers and then this image. Then we have book 2, Crown of Midnight. And again, it's got some foiling. And then on the back is a quote, "Spirit that cannot be broken." And just so you guys know what that is on the side, it's word marks. If you guys don't know what that is, you would need to read the series to understand what that is. And then of course we have our edges all the way around again. This box set also includes the Assassin's Blade. So the Assassin's Blade is the collection of prequels. So I think there's about 4 or 5 novellas that come out before Throne of Glass. If this is your first time reading Throne of Glass, do not read the Assassin's Blade first. You're going to be bored out of your mind, and you're not going to understand why these novellas are important. So definitely wait until at least, I would say, after book 2. I would probably do it between book 3 and 4 before getting to the Assassin's Blade. But definitely do not read the Assassin's Blade first, unless, of course, you've already read Throne of Glass all the way through. So we have our cover, and then the back. My name is Selena Sardathian, and I will not be afraid. And I can barely say that quote without tearing up, just because, again, it's very important, and it's very beautiful for many reasons. And here is our edge. Before getting to the next book, I want to show you the other merch that I have. So these actually came with my Acrylics special edition of the Throne of Glass box set. I don't know if this is still included in the box, but there's some overlays that include quotes and the eyes of the characters. So this one's supposed to be Kayol, and it says, "Maybe you and I will have to learn how to live." Then there's a Lynn, and it says, "Once upon a time, in a land long since burned to ash, there lived a young princess who loved her kingdom." We have Lysandra. "You say the word general, and I'll transform into the face of their nightmares." We got Rowan, and it says, "You do not apologize for defending the people you care about." We got Sam, and it says, "My name is Sam Cortland, and I will not be afraid." We have Dorian. "What's the point in having a heart if you don't use it to spare others from the harsh judgments of your mind?" Manon. "From now until the darkness claims us." Yuren. "For whatever you need to go, and then some. The world needs more healers." So those are the bookmark overlays, and then we have full page overlays. So we have that quote again, "Once upon a time, in a land long since burned to ash, there lived a young princess who loved her kingdom. And then these are our two other overlays that come with that special edition. So getting back into the books, we have Heir of Fire next up, and here is our cover. And it says she was the heir of ash and fire, and she would bow to no one. Then here is our edge. Very pretty, of course. So another merch item that I have is a book bay. So it's going to be really hard to see because I don't really have a backing for this. But this is a book bay. So I use these little transparent art print thingies, whatever you want to call it. Like, I don't even know what the hell these are. But I'm like, they were called book bays when Bookish Box released them. And some people were just having them on their bookshelves as decoration. I use mine as bookmarks. So this is the one from Throne of Glass. It is Rowan. And how I'm doing the merch is I'm doing it, obviously I showed you what came in the box set, but now I'm doing it from random boxes and going from like least favorite to favorite items. So we'll be moving down. So next up in our book lineup, we have Queen of Shadows. And I love the artwork on this one. And that quote says, "We are the 13 from now until the darkness claims us." And then of course we have our beautiful artwork, which includes the wyverns. Next merch I got is two art prints. So we have Rowan and then we have Manon. I will definitely say I prefer the Manon artwork over the Rowan. Not to say that Rowan's not a good looking male. It's just that this is not my favorite character art of Rowan, if that makes sense. Definitely if I had to choose between these two prints, the Manon one is absolutely stunning. I love that they've really captured her lethal beauty. Our next book is Empire of Storms. And it says on the back, "The world will be saved and remade by the dreamers." I love the quotes that they picked for this. And again, we have our beautiful artwork, and this one has the Stag of Terrasen. Speaking of Terrasen, I have this necklace, which I know is harder to see just from how small it is, but it is supposed to be the city of Terrasen, and it actually says Terrasen down here at the bottom. And so this is a necklace that I got probably from Bookish Box, maybe Owl Crate, I don't really know, but I absolutely love getting Throne of Glass merch, so this was definitely something I kept. Next up, we have Tower of Dawn, which is my least favorite book in the series just because I don't care for the main character as much. Like, I love and hate him. So this is one of those situations where one of the books, Empire of Storms, is happening at the same time Tower of Dawn is happening. So I'm like, your focus is on two groups of characters at the same time, but in different books. So Tower of Dawn was harder for me simply because I didn't see some of my favorite characters. Not saying that I don't like the characters in Tower of Dawn, it's just they are not my favorite characters. I want to go hang out with my favorite peeps, not these peeps. Like, I love these peeps, but not as much as I love the other peeps. So this book was harder for me to get through, but it's absolutely necessary and really shows some character growth. So still absolutely worth it, especially when you move on to the next book. It's Tower of Dawn. And yes, this scenery looks vastly different because you're on a different continent for this book. And then we have the back for wherever you need it to go and then some. The world needs more healers. And then we, of course, have our beautiful edge. Next up, this is another bookmark that I got from Bookish Box. It's supposed to be Golden Rin, which was the main sword in the series. I absolutely love this. I love this whole entire line of bookmarks. So they did a whole entire line of bookmarks that were in shape of swords and daggers in very popular series. And then a decor item that I got from Bookish Box. It's a Wonderless window, and this is supposed to be the glass castle in the kingdom of Adeland. And I also really loved the Wonderless window series. Like, I thought those were so stunning. Well, I had them on my walls and it looked beautiful, but then I got a new bookshelf, which was so necessary. So now I have to re-put them on my walls in a different area. And once I do that, I think as long as everything's okay with my throat and things are going well and I'm not doing too many videos, that I might finally do a bookshelf viewing, like whatever you want to call it, where I'll take you around on my bookshelves and show you all the things. So yes, this is my Throne of Glass Wonderless window, and I just love it, love the details, and it just looks beautiful with the overall collection. All right, and last in our Throne of Glass series, this is book number 7. Well, technically number 7 in the series, but I'm like, it's 8 books total because when you take in the Assassin's Blade, which is the collection of novellas, So this is the last book, Kingdom of Ash. And that quote says, "Once upon a time in a land long since burned to ash, there lived a young princess who loved her kingdom." Again, for those who have not read it, like this is a big quote and literally a quote that can bring me to tears. And then we have, of course, our beautiful edges. The thing that I love so much about that special edition is the edges and how it's a picture no matter which edges you're looking at and they all align. It's very beautiful. Something I also forgot to point out because I didn't want to show you guys every single book cover because the covers are blank. Every single book is a different color. You know, so I'm like, the first one was blue, like there's a purple one, there's an orange one, yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, just know that they're different colors, but there's nothing really special about the book covers or the inside of the interior. Like there's nothing special on the inside of the books, and they are not signed, sadly. I wish. Before getting into the last few items of the merch I have, I do want to say please like this video. Make sure you're subscribed to join me for all the bookish fun. I do unboxings. I am trying to get back into book reviews and specifically the book recaps. I really, really want to do my book recaps, especially for Throne of Glass. I have not finished them, and again, it is because I'm experiencing medical issues, but I'm hoping that once they are figured out, I can get right back into doing everything I want to with this channel. And let me know in the comments any thoughts you have about these two special editions. You know, I know the first one is only the first book, but I have that one, and that one's available on Amazon that I first showed you guys, and then I have the Acrylics one, which is the whole entire set, and we will be finishing up this video looking at those edges aligned on all sides. Before we get there, I'm going to show you the last items that I have, and one of them is a pair of joggers. So this is from the Bookish Box shop. I believe they still have these in stock, but it's just joggers with the golden ring sword. So that's it. So I'm like, it's pretty simple design, but I like joggers. They're super comfy and they're fantastic during the winter. I'm currently wearing some right now because it's cold. I couldn't pass it up because I'm like, it's a nod to Throne of Glass. And then lastly, my favorite item from Throne of Glass merch that I have is this. So this is a book tin. And for me, the reason why I love this is I just love the details, like how beautiful this is. And again, we have that quote of, "You could rattle the stars, you could do anything if only you dared." My book tins have bookmarks inside. So here are the bottoms of the books, and as we can see, the picture lines up. You see those flowers going from white into red, and these are very important flowers in the series. And here we have the top of the books. So we start with the tree and then work our ways over to a clear blue sky, and of course we have the wyverns present. And here is what made me buy this special edition set. It was this image that the books make together, and it is so beautiful. Just love all the details that they did. Again, we have the wyverns and the mountains, we have the white stag, and then of course we have the castle in Terrasen. And then just to show you the other side, so this is spine out. So we still have this beautiful imagery. I prefer my books on my bookshelf spine out. I know that some people like flipping it around to show those beautiful stenciled edges. I prefer spine out, and so I really like the fact that the image is still the same as on the stenciled edge. So that is it, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you so much for your support and hanging in here even when I know I'm not doing everything I want to do with my channel at this point in time, simply because medical stuff has got to come first. And then of course I also have like a real paying job that I need to pay attention to. So thanks again, and I hope you enjoyed my Throne of Glass merch book special edition chaos. It was really a lot of chaos making this video because I'm like, I couldn't even remember where I had all my Throne of Glass stuff. So I was literally like, oh, I should check my necklaces. Oh, I should check my bookmarks. Oh my God, I didn't check these bookmarks, but I checked those bookmarks. And then I was like, wait, do I have a book tin from Throne of Glass? Like, I was just like, I was all over the place. So this was absolutely chaos to get together, but I'm like, I'm happy I did. And I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And thankfully I did not film this video while I was searching for things because it would have taken fucking forever. Thanks so much, everyone, and I'll catch you next time.